you have to watch the wordsmithing of what certain trustees are going to be saying, especially with things coming up in the future, and how they want to deceive you with what they're saying. And that's a very big concern of mine. Well, I'd like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and report on something that both Trustee Vorder and I said that we would do. We sat down and met with our police chief, retired police chief Bill Villanova, who is now in charge of 911, and we looked at all of the 46 reports that are in question and looked at the issues that went through them. Now, Chief Villanova is a 36-year veteran.
Former Chief Villanova.
Former Chief, I'm sorry. 36-year veteran of this police force, and what I found out in that meeting, that he actually started out with the 911 and worked in that for a period of time, and asked him if our 911 center is doing a substandard job. And unequivocally, he said no. Been doing more research, went and talked to current Chief Mike Murray, who's sitting right over here. He's got 27 years of experience, and asked him if he is concerned with our dispatch and if are they doing a substandard job, and he said no. Then I talked to our fire chief, Chief Sheets, and asked him, with his 33 years of experience, if our dispatch center was doing a substandard job, and he said no. Matter of fact, all three of them said that they are doing no worse or no better of a job than the previous dispatch center did. And putting that aside, I looked at the 46 reports, and out of those reports, those were all, as Trustee Vorder mentioned, they were reports from our fire department. And I do commend our fire department and our police department and the people who service this emergency center in the village of Oak Lawn to look at constantly looking to improve on the services that are provided. Now, some people will make you think that our service is substandard. And I would beg to differ with what those people are saying. When they use words like fired 20 telecommunicators, that did not happen. They were not fired. They were given opportunities to interview and to work at the current 911 center. Those are strong words, and they're deceiving words. When he says that safety is at risk, well, I've talked to 3 people who are proven professionals, and amongst others, and all say that safety is not at risk. When he says that it's plagued with serious problems, I beg to differ with the facts that have been presented to us. So far, what has been presented to us were the 46 reports from the fire department. There were 6 reports from the police department, and about 3 reports that we can tell from citizens. None of them were life-threatening. Now, my concern is when you look at 154,086 calls for service so far this year, and you're looking at 46 reports from the fire department, 6 from the police department, and 3 that we can tell from citizens, I don't believe that that is a huge amount of concerns. All 3 of the people in the fire department, the police department, and in our 911 center, that's Bill Villanova, Mike Murray, and George Sheets, all of them said that dispatch always can look to get better, that procedures always could look to be followed and gotten better, and that we can always look to improve. And that's, in fact, what Trustee Vorder is saying, that when you're a part of the police department, the fire department, or 911, nobody is perfect. Errors are made. And how we review the errors, which trustee next to me on my left says that there is no formal review. I beg to differ. From what I've seen, that there is and has been a formal review, and in all actuality, there's going to be an even greater formal review moving forward. But I would ask a trustee who sits up here and represents the citizens of the village of Oak Lawn to be very careful with the words that they use in trying to incite people into believing something that is absolutely false and not true. Well, Trustee Streit uses deceiving words again. Complaints, concerns. In any working environment, you have opportunities to improve in procedures. It's not a complaint, and it's a concern. And what he's hiding behind is that these records were interdepartment discussions between officers of the fire department to each other. It wasn't formally brought to the director of the 911 center. That's a fact. The police department, those were fully vetted and investigated through, and that was brought through a formal process, which, by the way, Chief Villanova has put together an even more formal process to be able to fully vet that. I really have a hard time when you start using complaints versus concerns, when you start embellishing upon what the reports are. And Trustee Straight, I'm willing to sit down with you or any other trustee to go through each and every one of those
Let's
so that people can understand what
keep the
truly
meeting
they
moving.
are.
Thank you.